Zealand is known as the land of the long white cloud. Now a German author has gone chasing the country's clouds in a camper van.
Inka Parei's journey to the other end of the world begins with a shock. The centre of Christchurch, the largest city on the South Island of New Zealand, is in ruins. A year ago, an earthquake killed 185 people and destroyed 10,000 buildings here. It's unclear whether the former residents will ever return.
It shakes you to the core when the first thing you see when you arrive in a city is that its center is temporarily gone. And on the fences, withered and flapping in the wind, are the flowers left behind by people's loved ones.
This isn't the paradise promised in a travel brochure, but the author from Berlin thought it was important to see this too. Then, in the midst of these dismal surroundings, a splash of color. Local artists have filled the empty lots with creative oases. An old refrigerator serves as an outdoor library.
I found Janet Frame here. She's in fact one of the authors I'll be reading on my trip.
In 2012, New Zealand is the guest of honor at the Frankfurt Book Fair. The Goethe Institute has commissioned Inka Parei to explore the country and its people in advance and publish her impressions in a blog. She and her friend Henry are on a 5-week journey through the land of the Kiwis in a mobile home.
I'm more the type to install herself at home or sometimes in the library. I have 2 or 3 places where I can write well, and I keep going there. That's really the opposite of this situation, where we're always on the move. But I think it's nice to try this out too.
New Zealand's total population is just 4.3 million. South Island is especially thinly populated. Cultural life is concentrated in the few big cities, like Dunedin. The University of Otago has a German department with 90 students. Inka has been invited to read from her most recent novel, which will soon appear in English translation.
I will read you about my 3rd novel, Die Kältezentrale. The feeling that the world you live in is collapsing announces itself with a crackling felt, suddenly all over your skin. I remembered at that moment.
Not many here read much contemporary literature from Germany, but an author from Berlin draws interest.
Berlin ist auf jeden Fall ein gutes Thema.
Berlin is definitely a big theme for young people. I mean, because of the culture, the music, the art. What people are doing and what is happening in Berlin is very up-to-date, you could say.
Yeah, up-to-date, sagen wir mal.
The mobile home rolls on to the southern tip of the island, a very isolated spot. So it's all the more surprising to find an art gallery here. Inka had arranged to meet the owner.
You're Blair? Yes. Nice to meet you. I'm Inka from Germany.
Finally made it. Here at the other end of the world, Blair Somerville has installed a sculpture garden. He builds whimsical machines from flotsam and jetsam, junk, and flea market purchases.
These products of civilization, which you usually just use at the press of a button, here you have to power them with the sweat of your brow, pedaling. I think it's great. I really like it.
Yeah, see the beauty in the little things.
Mm-hmm.
Just nature's design. There's so much beauty there. So.
Yeah, that's true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I like rust.
Inka, too, is interested in natural phenomena. Her next blog entry is about the long white cloud, Aotearoa, the name the Maori gave New Zealand.
After a week and after looking through the first sky photos, I'm certain there are cloud formations here that I've never seen before. Clouds that are spread pale blue across a white sky in dots, lines, and crumbs.
And this is what it sounds like in the Maori language. The Goethe Institute has had the blog translated not only into English, but also into the language of the island country's first inhabitants. A language that needs protection today.
As a result of colonization, there was a large amount of language attrition, which meant the decline in native speakers of Māori language was dramatic. And then about 30 years ago, people decided that they would like to do what they can to revitalise Māori language.
The Goethe Institute in Wellington is making a modest contribution to that with Inka Parei's blog. She traveled for 5 weeks on a journey of thousands of kilometers.
How much devoidness of humanity can I take in here? How much strength? How long will it last for the view of the many layers of time, layers of movement of the big city where I usually live?
You can read more of her thoughts on the Goethe Institute blog.